hello there. It has been a minute, and for that I apologize. I didn't mean to take a break, it just kind of happened. I tried to listen to my body and just go with the flow of things, so as much as I would like to put out a video every day or at least once a week, sometimes that just doesn't happen. So for that I apologize, but I am back. I don't really know what I'm doing today. Other than a reading, but I wasn't really sure what I wanted to read on. Normally I'm like self-care Saturday or the month ahead, blah blah blah. I'm not in the mood for that. So I'm guessing I'm just gonna ask Spirit what your higher self wants you to know right now. So if you want to stick around, stick around. And if not, bye. Have a good day. Okay. So dear Spirit, what does the collective's higher self want them to know right now in this moment? I don't know how many cards it's going to be. I'm not using a spread. I like spreads. I think they're fun, but if I'm being honest, I prefer readings where I just go with the flow. Sometimes, though, I do prefer a little bit of structure. But I don't know if I've done a spread at all on any of the readings that I've actually posted. What does the collective's higher self want them to know right now in this moment? I don't have a lot of cards down here. Get clarification on these cards, or just a little bit extra to go along with one or all three of these cards. No, let's just do the reading in general. Can I get an overall message to tie these three cards together, please? No. Why did it do that? It's barely been playing. Like, what, 30 minutes? Irritating. Okay, anyways, sorry. I also want to apologize if I seem low energy. I got almost everything set up, and then out of nowhere, I felt like I wanted to just take a nap. I don't know if that's just the cold getting to me or what. So now I could just go to sleep. But I can't go to sleep, so I've got things to do. Got food to put away, dishes to wash, the gym to go to. I've not been going to the gym, so I'm trying to get back into that, going this afternoon. Gotta take care of your body, Sorry for my fluctuations in volume. Oh. Cards. Can I get some clarification, please, for these three cards? For these three tarot cards? Clarification. It was 2026, finally. I hope you're all having a beautiful new year. I would love to follow the old school timings of years where the new year starts in April, but since the world doesn't work that way, or at least America doesn't work that way, it's not the new year. I do think I am following the flow of it though. I'll say, yeah, it's the new year because technically in society it is, but I still feel like the new year is going to start in spring, you know, when things start to come back to life. Anyways, can I get some clarification for these 3 tarot cards, please? Thank you. One more. All right. This is a huge deck, so I can only hold it if I break it in half. And then I feel like I have to take certain amounts of cards from each half, because then it's not really fair if I don't. Sorry. Also, I need to stop apologizing. I'm not sorry. This is me. Okay, can I get clarification again for the middle card? Thank you. Clarification for the left card. And clarification for the right card. Okay. I'm going to take 2 more. Thank you. All right. And then, what crystal can the collective meditate with, meditate on? What energy, what crystal energy can the collective meditate with to help lock this message in, to understand it, or to go deeper within themselves? You don't always have to have something physical in order to meditate with it. Sometimes you can just look at a picture, think hard about that thing. You don't always have to have it physically present for it to help. So like with crystals, if there's a crystal that you would like to meditate with, but you don't physically have it, you can still meditate with it. You don't need to hold it physically in your hand. So I'll throw this up towards whatever crystal this is. I'll throw it up towards the camera at the end, so if you want to like take a screenshot, you can. So you at least have a picture. I would just Google it and look it up, but you know. What crystal can the collective meditate with in order to more deeply understand this message? I decided I was going to start to slowly up my crystal collection, and basically I'm going to buy the crystal. I go to the deck and I ask, which crystal should I buy next? And then that's what I've been doing. So yeah, I'll be right back. I'm going to pause it. I told this on one of the last videos I made. I was on Etsy and I saw a ring that I really liked, and I was like, ooh, I want that. And then the next day I came downstairs and I asked the deck, you know, like, what should be the next crystal that I actually, before I bought the ring, because I wanted the ring, but I was like, should I buy it? But then I asked the deck, what crystal should I buy next? Like, what piece of crystal jewelry should I buy next? And literally I pulled out that exact crystal, and it was rhodochrosite. So I finally got the ring in the mail. But that's the ring. I loved it when I saw it. It's not really showing very well, but anyways, I just thought it was gorgeous. I'm not much for the color pink, but I just love the shape and everything of it. Anyways, so I've just been asking the deck since then, like, what crystal should I get next? I don't know why I felt the need to tell you that. Anyways, the question was, what does our higher self want you to know? What does your higher self want you to know? This is probably a message for me too. I pulled 3 tarot cards and then a bunch of oracle cards. I don't know if you want to see them. Does that make me look sick? Okay, well, tarot, oracle, oracle. These are tea leaf cards. That's your crystal card. All right, but I asked the Sacred Symbols Oracle to give us a message to tie all these cards together. And we got air. All right, so that's an element, obviously. And air typically, like in tarot at least, symbolizes thoughts. We got the Four of Cups. So this is generally like apathy, not noticing, like being so disappointed in something that you don't notice that you have something else kind of perfect for you just right behind your head. See what the owls have to say. Also owls. I'm gonna put this back up. I will show you the cards from now on, like up at the screen. There we go. Owls freak me out. Like if I ever thought that there was a bird that was an alien, it's an owl. I think they're gorgeous. I love them. But like just the way they move and their big ass eyeballs that just straight up look like galaxies, they freak me the fuck out. Owls freak me out. But I love them. I think they're gorgeous. I love all birds. Okay, anyways, Four of Cups. Sitting under the tree of wisdom, hoping for some intuitive inspiration, this owl guardian is disappointed that nothing is coming through. Usually, working with 3 cups allows him to receive the answers that he seeks, but not today. 4 are needed, and he didn't bring that many. He is so upset that he does not see a 4th cup being offered to him by another wise owl. Dissatisfied emotions roll through you. What has worked for you before is not working anymore, and you are feeling uninspired. Instead of just sitting there and waiting for your reality to change, it is time to look outside of your current situation. Look for that extra cup that is being offered to you and implement different actions. What you think is missing is actually not missing at all. It is right in front of you. You just have to look for it. And then we got the key, so a successful outcome to your problems, which, I mean, that kind of really seems like it goes together. What you have is right in front of you. You just don't see it. The key is right there. The key to solve whatever your issues are is right there. And then we got a V for victory in some endeavor. Lighten up, Buttercup. Things aren't as bad as they seem. When I said that, by the way, it was 13:31 on the timer. If numbers mean anything to you, I love mirrored shit. I love it when things mirror themselves. I don't know what that number means. Let's see. (1331) brings a message of manifesting dreams, finding your purpose, and spiritual awakening. Oh, are you sad about that? Like you don't feel like you know what your purpose is? It's right in front of you. It's right there. It's right in front of your face. You just don't see it. That resonates with me highly because I always feel like I'm not living up to my purpose. I'm really hard on myself. You probably are too. Hard on yourself, not hard on me. Don't be hard on me, okay? Please don't do that. I won't be hard on you. Okay, anyways. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Our second card. Oh, yeah. We have the Eight of Swords. So that's being trapped. You feel trapped, but you're really not. You're not trapped at all. It's really easy to get out. You just got to move the blindfold off of you and just take one step, and you're out of whatever that horrible situation is. It's gone. You're not really trapped. It just looks and feels like it. Usually it's a self-imposed mind trap, but not always. It's usually you just being stuck in your own head, which I get that card quite often. Oh, that's the 10. 8. Excuse me. The plan did not go as smoothly as this sword's owl thought it was going to go. She had the brilliant idea to snuggle underneath the cloth wraps, but instead she got trapped and tangled up in the strips. Now she is thinking of the best way to get out of the situation she got herself into. Although in the beginning she panicked and thought she was going to be stuck forever, she realizes now that the wrappings are pretty loose and she will be able to figure out a way to escape. The biggest traps we fall into are the ones in our mind. If you believe you are restricted and helpless, then that is what will reflect in your reality. When a problem presents itself to you, instead of thinking of it as something that is hindering your path, think of it as a challenge that you get to solve. There are always loose bindings around your circumstances. If you focus on staying calm and curious, you will find a way out of this experience. Then we got desk. Pay attention to your work. So maybe the way out is through work, or maybe it's work that has you feeling trapped. And then we got will, indecisiveness, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly. So I'm feeling like this is saying you kind of just, you feel stuck and you've kind of just been letting it happen. Like you feel stuck and you don't know how to fix it. And that's just been how it's been. You're just stuck. And you've just been rolling along, stuck, not knowing how to get out of it. But I also feel like it's saying, in order to get out of it, pay attention to your work. If you pay attention to your work, you might find a way out. I don't know what that means for you personally, but that's just the message I'm getting right now. I love, though, that the message was air. And I said, that's usually thoughts. And then here we are stuck because of our thoughts. And again, sad and apathetic because of our thoughts. So the last card we got was the King of Swords. And that's usually you conquering your mind and coming out on top of your thoughts. Like being in control of your thoughts so that you control your reality. Look at that butterfly. Oh, this is one of those books, huh? Some books like separate them by like wands, pentacles, by the suit. But then some separate by the suit and then take all the court cards and put them at the back. And then they put all the kings together and all the queens together. So I didn't know where to turn. So sorry. This is a rather new deck for me. I apologize. I said I was going to stop apologizing. Okay. The wise King of Swords looks upon you from his throne, and an impression of who you are is already formulating in his head. You know by that look to not ever question his authority or judgment. He is an excellent communicator and speaker. If you ever get into a verbal battle with him, it is most likely that he will win every single time. If you want to get on the King of Swords' good side, then ask him questions and intrigue him with facts. Your eloquence and your intelligence are two of the most powerful tools to help you reach your goals. If you want to stand out from the crowd and win, you have to be heard. Present your audience with logic, strategy, and facts. Show that you have weighed both sides of the equation and you're certain that your choice is the most reasonable one. Present your audience with logic, strategy, and facts. So maybe when it comes to work and paying attention to your work, you need to pay attention to logic, strategy, and facts for you to come out on top. But we haven't gotten to these T cards yet. So the first one I pulled was Angel, spiritual guidance, protection from harm. Then we got Mule. Someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. I have a feeling if someone in your life is unwilling to change, the angel is protecting you from whatever harm may come from them not changing. And then we got months of the year, and we got April. So maybe all this will come to a head in April. Or maybe that's when you'll realize that someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. Or, this King of Swords may be them. The King of Swords may be the mule who is stubborn and unwilling to change. So if you know someone, kings typically, if you're going like gender-wise, would be males, but it doesn't always mean it's a man. But there might be a man in your life who is all about the facts, who is always winning the arguments, who is always stubborn and unwilling to change. And maybe something's coming along in April where you have to face up against him. And the universe is telling you, don't worry about this. You will win the argument this time. Not that I'm condoning arguing, but just whatever happens, that you have to stand up for yourself towards this King of Swords. That you will come out on top. Basically right here, where it says present your audience. He's going to be your audience. They will be your audience if it's not a dude. Present your audience with logic, strategy, and facts. Show that you have weighed both sides of the equation and you're certain that your choice is the most reasonable one. In April, you will have to present whatever it is against this King of Swords, and just know that you will be protected, that you will come out on top of this, regardless of whether or not they decide to change. Even if they refuse to change, you're going to be protected, and you will come out on top. So don't worry. So don't be all sad and apathetic about it, because eventually, even though this ain't working out, you will get what you need in order to escape this self-imposed prison and to say what you need to say to this person. Whether or not they want to act like they're listening, you will come out on top. Oh. And then I asked, what crystal could you meditate on or with in order to help bring this message through for you, to understand it more deeply than what I've explained? And we got number 11, bloodstone. Bloodstone has always had a powerful connection with maintaining vitality, regulating menstruation, and staunching blood loss, as well as purifying the kidneys. You are a magical being, an amalgam of your individuality, your family, and your environment. Let go of the past. Look closely at your ancestral line. Recognize toxic patterns subconsciously running your life. Break away and be strong. You may be unnecessarily aggressive or defensive. Acknowledge mistakes and let inner disharmonies be transmuted. Detoxification and chaos precede transmutation. Perseverance is needed. Locked doors open. Obstacles are swept away. The Eight of Wands. Obstacles are swept away and romance blossoms. Preserve your good reputation. Recognize your enemies and keep them close. Do not be deceived. A farewell is called for. Mourn appropriately and let go. You are a spiritual warrior. Be assertive. Nourish your blood and you revitalize your whole body. And this has an earthy frequency. This stone purifies and aligns the lower chakras. The timing is Aries, Libra, and Pisces. And the soul path is freedom from the past. So maybe this King of Swords is someone that you actually need to say goodbye to. Meditate with the bloodstone. Meditate on it. Meditate on the energies. Pull up a YouTube video of like the sound frequencies of bloodstone. There's plenty of crystal YouTube videos, and listen to that while you meditate. But that will help you to ground this message in and understand what I was truly trying to get through to you. Anyways, I'm sorry it's been so long. Thank you for being here. Thank you for always watching and listening to me ramble. I appreciate you watching my videos. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the likes. And I hope that you have a really, really, really good day and a beautiful week. Love you. Bye.